Hey girl, welcome. Today we're going to talk a little bit about body typing and how to determine what your specific body type is so that you can use that to find style and wardrobe items that work best for you. If you're new here, first of all, welcome. If you enjoy this video or this type of content at all, make sure you give this video a like and go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can stay updated for more content like this. Now, I do want to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Victoria, just in case you're new here or if you didn't know my name. Hey girl, I am not a style professional, but I have spent a lot of years and a lot of time researching and studying style and everything that has to do with fashion and wardrobe picking, body typing, archetyping, fabrics, patterns, colors, silhouettes. I have spent a lot of time researching style to better develop my own personal sense of style. And I'm here to create content and share this information with you so that I can help other women learn what I've learned and in turn develop their own personal style. So that's what we're doing here today. And I want to start with answering this big question that I see all the time. Women want to know, what is their specific body type? How do you determine what your body type is, and how do you dress for your specific body type so that your outfits are more flattering and comfortable and personal for you? I want to start with discussing the basic body types. Now, there are several different body typing systems. I'm going to share with you in this video the basic 5 body types, okay? I'm going to share with you what those 5 basic body types are, how to identify any of those body types, and how to specifically determine what your body type is. So let's go ahead and get started. In the basic body typing system, there are going to be, like I said, 5 basic body types. And those 5 basic body types are hourglass, triangle, inverted triangle, apple, and rectangle. Now, ideally, these are all names that you have heard before, or maybe you've just heard of a few of them. I'm going to go over with you the different characteristics of each body type so that you can get a better understanding of how each of these body types are classified. So starting off with the most popular, but not the most common, okay? That's going to be the hourglass body type. This is the ideal body type, but in reality is also the most rare. Not a lot of women have an hourglass body type, at least not naturally. An hourglass body type is going to be defined by an evenly proportioned bust to hip ratio with a very narrow waist. And a very narrow waist is actually going to be calculated. I don't expect you to do the calculations, but just so you kind of know and you have that reference, the ratio is about 15%. So if your waist measurement is 15% smaller than your hips and your bust, then you are considered an hourglass. Now again, that is a very rare body type, and most women will actually fall in the last 4 categories. Next, we have a triangular body type. Now, this body type also has several different names that you may have heard of before or not, so I'm going to share with you a few other names for a triangular body type. You may have heard pear body type, bottom hourglass, bottom heavy. Anything of that nature is basically the same thing, a triangle body type. And women with this body type will have significantly larger hips than they do their bust and waist. So if your hips are wider than both your bust and your waist, then you will be considered to have a triangle body type. And to make it a little bit personal, that is the category that I fall in. Next, you're going to have what we call the inverted triangle. It sounds a little funny, but it's basically the opposite of a triangle body type. Very simple. So if your bust is significantly larger than both your hips and your waist, then you will be considered to have an inverted triangular body type. And then there is the apple body type. And this body type is defined by a wider waist than the bust and the hips. And lastly, we'll have the rectangle body type, which this is actually the most common body type in women. And with the rectangle body type, you will have a relatively proportionate bust to waist to hip ratio. It can be difficult to identify a rectangular body type because if you're not familiar with the hourglass ratio, you may assume that you have an hourglass body type if your bust and your hips are proportionate to each other. However, a rectangular body type is significantly different from an hourglass body type because of that waist ratio. So if your waist is not 15% smaller than your bust and your hips, then you would be considered to have a rectangular body shape. Now, all of this may sound very complicated and difficult to figure out if this is your first time hearing any of this information, but I'm going to walk you through how to determine what your specific body type is, and it's actually a lot simpler than you might have guessed. Starting off, you want to make sure that you have some type of body measuring tape. You could use construction measuring tape if that's what you have, but I definitely would not recommend it. This is going to be the best type of measuring tape for you to do this exercise. It's a fabric measuring tape, also considered body measuring tape. It's very soft, very flexible. It's not hard at all, and it's not going to cut your skin. So I would recommend something soft that's meant for your body or a piece of fabric. You can likely find these at Walmart in the craft section or really any general store in the craft or fabric section. You can also find them on Amazon. If you don't want to go out and look, I'll just leave a link for it below. They're like $3 to $5. But you want to make sure you have some measuring tape. You could also use string, a piece of string, a really long piece of string, and a ruler. That's going to take a little bit of extra time. So this is definitely what I would recommend. Anyway, starting off, make sure you have some body measuring tape, and you can use either the centimeter side or the inches. I'm personally going to use the inches because that's what I feel comfortable with. And you want to take your body measurements. Now there's going to be 4 different measurements that you want to take to help you determine what your body type is. That's going to be your bust, your waist, your high hip, and your low hip. I'm going to show you how to do all 4 of these measurements so that you can use them to help determine what your body type is. The first measurement that you're going to take is going to be your bust. Now that's going to be the area right in here. It's literally the measurement all the way around your breast. And you don't want to pull it overly tight. You do want to get an exact measurement. The measuring tape shouldn't be overly tight or overly loose. It should be a perfect fit. And I'm not sure if you can see the number here, but my bust is about 34 and a half. It's technically 34, but I am wearing a push-up bra right now, so it's a little bit bigger. And you definitely want to write these down so that you don't forget. So again, my bust, and that's just basically going all the way around the breast, is 34 inches. And the next measurement that you're going to do is your waist. And I'm going to show you using my body where the waist is. I do have a shorter torso than most women. So you'll notice that a lot of my measurements are like stacked right on top of each other. That's okay. But your waist is going to be the most narrow part of your torso. And for this, you don't want to suck in your waist. You don't want to suck it in. You want to get true and exact measurements. Again, the measuring tape should not be overly loose or overly tight. And at the moment, my waist is 29 inches, and that is the most narrow part of my torso. The next 2 measurements can be a little tricky to determine where they are in terms of placement, but to sort of describe it, your high hip is going to be somewhere around that pooch area. It's literally the high point of your hip bone. You could literally feel like where your hip bone is, and that is going to be your high hip. It's usually somewhere around in that pooch area. And the difference between your high hip and your low hip is going to be the lowest point of your hip bone, usually somewhere around the top of your thighs or the bottom of your buttock. So again, here is going to be my high hip, and that for me is 38. And for my low hip, that's going to be down here. For me, that's 43 inches. So my high hip is 38 and my low hip is 43. Now, once you have your measurements, you can pretty much look at them and sort of tell where you fall into those 5 categories of body types. If your bust and your hips are pretty much even and you have a significantly smaller waist, then again, you would be considered an hourglass. If your hips, like mine, are significantly larger than your bust and your waist, then you'll be a triangle. If your bust is significantly larger than your hips and your waist, then you would be an inverted triangle. If your waist is larger than your bust and your hips, then you would be an apple or a circle. And if your hips and your waist and your bust are pretty much within the same, like maybe an inch or two off, but like they're pretty much even, then you would be considered a rectangle. Now, if you can't look at your numbers and tell from there, there is a body type calculator online that you can use. All you have to do is plug in all of your measurements that we just did, hit calculate, and it will tell you what your body type is. I'll leave the link to that down below right there so you can click on it, plug in those numbers, and get your body type. Now, once you determine what your body type is, that's really just the beginning of developing your personal style. But it is a significant step because once you have your body type, you can finally dress for your body type. There are going to be different silhouettes and different styles of clothing that are going to work better for certain body types than others. For example, me having a significantly larger bottom half means that bottoms like skinny jeans and pencil skirts don't really flatter my figure as well as wide leg pants or a flared skirt, because anything overly tight on the bottom is only going to highlight my disproportion, if you will, and consequently any top that sort of makes my bust look even smaller is going to further highlight that disproportion. And I know that because I have a pear or triangular body type, that I should wear clothing that draws the eyes upwards and away from my hips to give me a more proportioned or balanced look. And these type of rules can be applied to all 5 of the body types. There are different ways that you can use different styles and silhouettes to enhance your body type and make your body look maybe more proportionate or more curvy or more straight or whatever it is that you're looking for. If you're interested in learning how to further develop your personal style, if this is what you're into, you want a wardrobe that is custom fitted for you, and you want to learn how to find items that are best suited for you, then I would highly encourage you to head over to my website and check out the Style Playbook. It is an online course that I created specifically for women looking to learn more about themselves, how to develop their own personal style. In this course, I share everything that I have learned about personal style, how to style for your body type, how to find your color palette, and to do a color analysis, how to find your signature hairstyle, how to dress specifically and find specific items for your body type, even down to the fabrics, the patterns, the silhouettes, everything that you need to know about developing your own personal style. I have put it all into this course. It's self-guided and you can learn everything at home in your own pace, in your own time. I even share a little bit about how to do your makeup for everyday and special occasions and how to accessorize and layer up your outfit. So if you're interested in learning more and developing your personal style, and you want to feel more comfortable and confident in your clothing, you head over to my website and check out that Style Playbook. It's on my website. I will have it linked down below so you can check that out. But that's it. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching this video, especially all the way through to the end. I really appreciate it. If you learned something in this video, if you found it helpful at all, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. And again, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more videos and content like this. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.